What is up, everybody? Today we're diving into Final Destination Bloodlines. And let me be clear, I didn't expect to walk out of this movie feeling this satisfied. As somebody who's been hit or miss with the franchise over the years, I can confidently say that this one is absolutely a delivering movie. It's got laughs, it's got heart, and most importantly, it brings something new to the table. So let's get right into it. Right off the bat, the shift in tone is refreshing. This is hands down the funniest Final Destination movie, and it works in the best possible way. The franchise has always leaned into absurdity with its elaborate death scenes, but Bloodlines finally pairs that with intentional humor. It knows what it is doing, and it leans into it. It makes the ride so much more fun without ever feeling like a parody. But what really elevates this entry is the plot. Instead of following a group of random strangers who we barely get to know, which, let's be honest, has been a weak point in the previous films, because Bloodlines now centers on a family. That choice immediately raises the emotional stakes. When a family member dies, it's not just a body count, there's a sense of real grief, loss, and fear. They hold funerals, they mourn, it hits harder. It doesn't hit too hard because they still kind of keep going, but suddenly death doesn't feel like a random curse. It feels like it's hunting the bloodline down, which makes this film more intense and believable. The opening premonition involves a terrifying collapse, and it's one of the best in the series. It's got Stargirl in it. You know, I love Brett Bassinger. And it sets the tone perfectly. It's chaotic, it's suspenseful, and it's filled with that signature dread that we've come to love. But what follows is where the film really starts to shine. The deaths are creative, they're shocking, and they're genuinely suspenseful. They kind of make me scared of MRI machines, as if I already wasn't already. You'll find yourself scanning the background of every scene, just waiting for the next trap to spring, which is exactly what you want in a Final Destination movie. And then, there's my boy, Eric. Cannot say enough about this character and what he does. That's the guy that we saw from the trailer that has like the nose ring and all that stuff happens. He became one of my franchise favorites. He's a perfect balance of criticism, humor, and heart. He's got this charm to him. That's the dude from The 100. I don't know his name, but you generally care about him, and his reactions feel kind of real. His presence anchors the film emotionally while also providing some of the biggest laughs. You know, if there's any justice, remember my boy Eric. He's a standout in the series for sure. And of course, we have to talk about Tony Todd's final appearance. This scene is haunting, it's poetic, it's deeply moving, especially knowing that this was pretty much his last role before his passing. The way that the movie frames his presence almost feels like a tribute, and it kind of gave me chills. I almost started to kind of tear up, because it's not just a quick cameo. This felt like a farewell. It felt like a goodbye. And, you know, you don't really get that a lot in the horror films, you know, that I've seen in a long time. And so I didn't expect to tear up in a Final Destination movie, but I did. Final Destination Bloodlines proves that there's still plenty of life and death left in this franchise. It manages to feel both familiar and fresh, with a stronger plot, better developed characters, and a surprising amount of emotional depth. It's got all the brutal kills you expect, but it also has something most of the others didn't, and that's heart. As somebody who's only liked a few of the past 6 films, I'm genuinely impressed. The concept is still clever, the execution is better than ever, and this entry might just reignite interest in the franchise in a big way, depending on box office. And I had fun, I laughed, I got emotional. It's not going to win Best Picture, clearly, but I walked away thinking, they really pulled this off. And so final score for me for this franchise, I'm going to give this a strong 9 out of 10. This is one of the best in the series, period. Had so much fun. If you agree with that, comment down below and let me know your thoughts. And like, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Grandma, what's happening to us?